girl. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tabo and we have a special guest today.
Dr. Babe.
Today we're going to be talking about all things girls
Scenarios.
Today we have a What Would Dr. Babe and Tabo Do kind of sit down video. So we actually asked questions on our Instagram pages and asked people for different scenarios that they've been through or stuff that they would like to get our opinion on, like what would we do in that situation. So it's very interesting. I haven't even seen, neither of us have seen any of the questions. I know these questions are interesting because every time I do something like this on Instagram, people ask the wildest questions. Like, you guys really go through things. So we're going to be answering that today. So let's go straight into the video. Of course, we can't answer these questions without sipping on something. We have Bruto Fruit, of course.
Very nice and chilled.
Yep. Of course, I spilled on myself.
And by the way, this is not like an argument or a debate. It's literally just us giving our, sharing our
opinion.
Our opinions. And opinions don't have to be right or whatever. Like, we just want to share what we think.
Sorry guys, that was so rude of me, but I'm just trying to go to Instagram, so I just take a screenshot of all the questions that I got and we can just try to answer most of them.
Yeah, most of them.
First question we have is, how did you guys become friends? Very funny story. We had this thing, we were scouted for this podcast that was supposed to happen like 2 years back.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years actually.
Like 2022.
Almost. 2022 is
almost
2 years ago. Like, okay. I think like 1 year and 10 months, something like that, but almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We were scouted to do a podcast. These people reached out and none of us knew each other, like all of us that were doing the podcast.
We're all strangers.
Yeah,
we just really saw each other on the internet.
Yeah. Because I just to see her on like Skin's page, because I used to follow Skincare ZM. And I was just like, this girl. I remember the first day we were supposed to shoot the podcast and she was just so confident. She came into my heels and all of us were literally, I think you came in heels. All of us were wearing like flats and then she just came in to my heels. She was so serious. I was really like, and my first impression was that she was rude. I thought she was rude actually.
Serious? You know what told me before?
I thought she was rude, but she was just very confident. So maybe that's why I thought.
Yeah.
Fast forward, that podcast didn't end up happening. Yeah. Oh no. I think how we
we record like one episode.
We recorded one.
It
didn't happen. Yeah, we recorded one episode and it's not there today, so it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I feel like how we became friends is like we used to talk about that same podcast like among like 3 of us in that group, and at the time I was staying at a boarding house.
I remember coming to your house.
Yes. We were talking about it because like, we really believed in it. I was staying at a boarding house and I didn't have like anywhere to film my content, but I was so passionate about content, like I wanted it to happen. But
passionate.
You guys, if you saw my living situation, like I know you can start from wherever you are, but then that was not a place to start from. I'm not even joking. Anyone who had ever visited me knows that there was no content that
wasn't
could have been done from there. It was not.
Yeah.
And I was literally a stranger and Musha was like, you can come to my house, like you can record at my house. I was like, this girl, she didn't think that I'm a stranger. What if I just come to her house and I steal?
No.
But yeah, she was literally like, no, like I'm around for the next 2 weeks, you can come whenever. And I said coming, and at that point I was in my bag.
In her bag, content creator Daka.
Because I knew it wasn't my house, I could go to a house and film like 4 videos in a day. Like,
well, like I thought you were recording one.
No,
this girl does
like I used
6.
to break things down. One is a lip combo, one is a full face video. I want to take pictures for Fanta.
Guys,
I miss that girl actually.
No, please bring her back in 2024 because.
But again, that girl had phone space.
She had phone space.
That girl had phone space.
Now in her bag, content creator Daka. Yeah. Maybe also I think we got close, or like our friendship developed from mutual interests. Apart from like the podcast, it was like, okay, content, looking for deals here and there. And I remember that time when we were so serious about recording content for one of the like a Zambian spa. We kept going there and it was like, okay, and we kept like pushing. It's not like they, hey, come here, please be our content creator. Like we literally just said, let's just shoot our shot. And it worked, and we used to go. We were consistent, we were professional.
Like, you guys, I remember there were other people that were chosen to do that. And they were all just coming with their phones. You guys were coming with our ring lights. We were carrying all our equipment.
I think we even had a microphone, if I'm not mistaken.
We were trying to get all the angles because we were determined to have the best video. It wasn't a competition. Like, it wasn't a competition.
No, it wasn't.
We just wanted to do our best. Like, we really wanted to push both of our platforms.
And being more professional, because a lot of people don't take content creators seriously. It's like, we are going to come and be serious about it. So. Yeah, mutual interest, and from there it's just like, oh, this deal, talking about deals, mutual interest, and
pretty much.
Is it easy for you to make friends with fellow influencers? Thank you for that question. I don't know what to say about difficulty levels, but I think that if you have people that you have mutual interests with, which kind of goes back to how, like, I guess you became friends. If you have people who you have mutual interests with, it happens naturally. And I believe in not forcing things. Like, don't force, friendships with people just because, hey, I want to be with this content creator or whatever. But I feel like it's easy if you have mutual interests, just as it would be easy with like other people and who may not be content creators. Like me and Lisa, for example. Like, we've clicked so well, as long as you're just being yourself. I feel like from being yourself, you get to, share genuine interest with people, and that's how you become friends.
Yeah, and heavy on the not forcing things, because you don't need to force things. Like, you eventually become friends with fellow influencers through like campaigns, because then where you're supposed to like work together, or sometimes you just bond over things like how both of you don't have the content that you're supposed to submit, and it's just like funny, and eventually you become friends bit by bit. Like, obviously if you don't like see them frequently, you don't become close friends, but at least you become well acquainted. Like, you become cordial. Friends, I feel like friends is a bit heavy because it's more of a personality thing. I don't think I easily become friends with people.
No, you don't.
I really don't. So then I can't. Friends for me is a big word, but then like you can be well acquainted with a lot of influencers through campaigns, through gatherings, through events and whatnot. So
and I feel like also you can kind of say that that's a type of friend you can have. An influencer is a type of friend, because like maybe even like if you're in uni or you're at school, you have your school friends. And those are your close buddies, especially in the field of your mutual interest, which is school. But then when it comes to content creators, it's like those are your mutual interest friends who you share things in common with. So I guess it really just depends. And lastly, I would say maybe just like never, it's always good to like never force friendships, because maybe some people feel like they just want to be on their own, or like are in their no new friends era, and it's just like, just never force yourself upon people. And this is our first time collaborating on YouTube. Oh, welcome to YouTube, by the way.
I know, you guys. I'm just like,
please subscribe. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels, you guys. More content.
We're really trying to push 2024 no games, you guys. Like, hold us accountable if we're not posting, please.
Don't come back to this video. Oh my gosh. No, but we're serious. We're really serious.
Next question is, how do you manage to keep your relationship away from social media?
Okay, for me, I think it's about the fact that I share a lot on social media. So it's like, I know exactly what I'm sharing. I feel like I'm comfortable sharing I only share what I'm comfortable sharing. So it's like, you won't find me feeling pressure just because maybe others are posting their relationships and things like that. So I find myself just being very selective about what I choose to post. Of course,
wait. This person asked, how did you guys become friends? And their next follow-up question is, how do you manage to keep your relationship away from social media? So not like relationship with other people.
Not our boyfriends.
No. Like they asked how did we become friends. So their follow-up question is how did we become friends and how are we managing to keep that relationship like aside from social media.
Are you sure?
Yeah. How do you manage to keep your friendship away from social media? It's the same person.
Oh, okay. And then she asked.
Then she asked, is it easy? So it's like, how do you become friends? Then how do you keep your? Then is it easy to be friends with fellow influencers?
Okay, fine.
I feel like me personally, I don't force friendship. Like it happens when it happens. Like you become close eventually because we share many interests. Because we share many interests, we just eventually became close. Sometimes we had like similar deals. We were going to film together. Like, it's like, oh, let's film at the same time. I didn't have a place to shoot from for at least over a year. I was shooting from her house for like a year plus. Eventually our friendship became not only on social media, because I don't even think we became friends on social media because we met on that podcast that didn't take place. So we literally met in person, not on social media.
And also I think it's like, I don't know, you guys with your best friends or people who you spend a lot of time with, do you really take pictures together where it's like you're in the moment of being with those people, so you kind of forget to even post? Like we've spent more time together than we have ever put out there. So it's also like that kind of thing. And then also like I think it's also the forcing thing, like we're not trying to show like I'm with Tamudaga. Like it's just very in real life, and it's like not every, like we're not always eager to put that out on social media. So I didn't make it to do medicine. I'm currently pursuing biomed, and it's kind of difficult to tell other people, especially my friends from home and just my neighbors, or even post anything related to biomed. But I'm doing really good in that field. LOL. There's no question posed, but I guess we can just share what we think. I think that's okay, to be honest. A lot of people, and this is not just about medicine, but a lot of people find themselves doing courses that they're not passionate about. And I feel like one thing in uni that makes it a bit bearable is having like interest, or at least you cultivate interest in what you're reading about. You know what I mean? I love how like it's just about how you feel, your interest in that thing. So I feel like if you're doing great in biomed, you're enjoying yourself, like it will all benefit you eventually. So I think it's okay, honestly. And guys, medicine. It's okay.
Honestly, I feel like you do way better when you're doing something you're interested in, because just doing something because it's a flex or doing something because you were forced is not the best idea, I would say. You thrive more when you do something that you're actually passionate about and that you do well in, because then no one can do it like you.
Exactly. So
how long is it supposed to take a boy or man or gent to ask a girl to be his girlfriend, according to you? I don't think there's a fixed duration. There's this whole thing about, I also believe in it. I believe that men know what they want, and because they know what they want, they usually don't take time. That's what I believe.
Want to secure as fast as possible.
Exactly. I believe that they want to secure as fast as possible because they
even ask you
they
before
found
you're
a good
even ready.
thing. Exactly. And if you like them back, then it's meant to be. So I honestly don't think it should take a lot of time, but that's my opinion.
What is a lot? Quantify a lot, because a lot is, it shouldn't take a lot. That's 6 months for some people.
6 months to me is a lot, but that could be a little. I don't know how often you guys see each other. Like, I don't know your situation. Is it online? Is it in person? Are you guys seeing each other? And people have different personalities. Like, others don't like to see their people like every day or very frequently. They want to see you like less often, so maybe they take longer for you guys because it's taking longer for you guys to know each other. But if you're in a situation where you guys are seeing each other every day, then a month is okay, 2 months is okay. It just depends on...
it's relative.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'll say pretty much the same. It just shouldn't take too long, and it's up to you to like gauge on what too long is.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Tawo said, when someone really is interested in you, they don't waste time. You know, you won't even have to wonder. Like some people even ask before you're ready. So
yeah.
and then you're the one who'll be like, wait, I would like for us to get to know each other more.
Exactly.
So I feel like gauge on like what she said, how often you guys talk to each other, and whether or not it takes long. That's subjective to you. What advice would you give someone trying to become a content creator? Thank you so much for your question. I think for me, like if you go to my YouTube, the first YouTube video I had, it was in 2019, I think. I put it and then I stopped, like I went offline, and then I'm like, okay, I'll go back. But then I feel like that delay I had was because I wanted to make sure that I was ready for all, because you know, I've looked up to other content creators and they'll be like, you have to be ready for all the hate that comes, all the nasty comments. So for me, I think the first thing is be prepared to receive what comes with putting yourself out there, both the good and the bad. And for the good, that means things like quality that you need to live up to, a standard of quality you need to live up to. Those are the good things. Of the positive or not really thinking. Then there's the other side, like be ready for people to critique you and things like that. Yes, there's a lot of love that comes with it. At the same time, you find it's those small few things that get you and affect how you do your stuff. What do you say?
My advice is a bit different. Like, I'm assuming that you're a very positive person and you're sure of yourself, like no one can bring you down. So I'm giving this advice to someone who's very sure of themselves. So I'm giving this advice to a person who's not thinking of negatives, they're not thinking of hate, they're not thinking of any of that. They just love what they're doing. You love creating, you love shooting videos, you like taking pictures, and you feel you have value to give a brand, and just find your niche. I don't think you should be all over the place. Like if you're doing fashion, beauty and lifestyle, that can be like linked. If you just want to do lifestyle, do lifestyle. But then it gets a bit messy if you're doing lifestyle. Next, you're doing like random things.
Then you're doing
okay, no, cooking is okay, but then like just don't do things that are like too extreme. Then it confuses your audience, because you want to have like an audience a community that follows you for like similar reasons, like almost the same reasons. So yeah, just find your niche, stick to it, and make sure you're genuinely interested in it, and be consistent. That's it.
What would you do if you outgrow your best friend? What would you do if you outgrow your best friend? I feel like in life, and I mean this in no condescending way, like in life has seasons, and some people come into your life for seasons and they serve a purpose. So I feel like if you are determined to get better every day, develop skills, invest in yourself, you're going up. And maybe sometimes you find yourself around people who are very content with being the very basic of basic. And basic doesn't mean bad, but they're just content at whatever level they are at. And if you want more, I feel like, and this is the thing about friendships here, we can even say that a friend who's content would actually push for you to go up, because for them, they are happy where they are. It's their lives. But maybe for you want to reach for the sky. But then all this, I don't believe in. I really don't believe in friends who want to go and reach higher heights, and then friends who like just want almost nothing. I feel like that doesn't work.
They go together.
It doesn't work.
Because especially if you're best friends, you guys know each other. Like you guys have your plans and your dreams, and then now you have this best friend that wants to stay stagnant, and then you want to go high, but then it's like, like we didn't plan that, you know what I mean? And it's just like, honestly, you guys, such is life.
And even the Bible says, I think it's Amos 3:3, can two walk together lest they be agreed. To walk with someone, you have to be in agreement, you have to be in alignment, you have to be at least at a level of synchronicity. I would move on and not hate them.
Yeah, not hate them, because obviously you guys shared a lot of memories. you think because you've outgrown a friendship, you guys are now enemies. Like, no.
Exactly.
You guys shared happy moments. You guys were happy. You guys did a lot of things. Like, it's okay, you know. Like, it doesn't mean because you're not friends anymore, you should be enemies. It's okay. You're just different people now, looking for different things in the world. And you've outgrown your friendship. You can look for new friendships.
Friends,
and as Dr. Babe said in the previous question, you need to be moving with like-minded individuals because it then pushes you. So if your best friend is no longer fitting that criteria, then you have to leave them so that you can upgrade, because honestly, we only have one life to live, and if you're going to be living your life for other people, then you may never actually grow.
And you'll be so frustrated because you want to be here, but everyone's comfortable with being there.
You can't even push someone for so long.
You can't. You really
you
can't.
Can only do so much.
You exhaust yourself trying to carry people up with you. So just let it go. Don't hate. It's not beef. Like, just grow, and your growth will inspire them to also change their minds about being content where they are and continue going on. So yeah, I would just allow it, really.
I have been talking to this boy for a couple of months now, and he's away for university in a different country. He was away for university in a different country. We are not dating, but we are just friends. But he came back home for the holidays and we met. It was weird how he treated me as though I was his girlfriend, and he talks to me like we're together. So I don't know how he really feels. What would you do? To me already, this is already looking like he's assuming you guys are in a situationship, because from the way you've said it, he hasn't given you a title. He's just going with the vibe of maybe you guys were flirting online and you guys are basically in a situationship now. And at this point, if you're not comfortable with situationships, you have to take over and control the situation. If you feel like you're monogamous and you don't want to be in a place where you feel like you're not valued and things are uncertain, you can take control and just let it be known that you're looking for something serious, and he can't just assume that you guys are together until he makes it official.
I really love what you said, and I feel like communication is important in any relationship, whether it's friendships or significant other relationships, family, whatever. So you need to communicate, and I know it can be uncomfortable, but I think at this point it's necessary. You need to choose having the uncomfortable conversation so that you can gain clarity. Don't choose comfort at the expense of clarity, because once you have clarity, it makes you easier with how to invest your emotions, whether or not you should, and things like that. And I really believe in defining things. Like, define it. If this is a relationship, let's define it, because you were so lost that, oh, how come he's treating me like maybe even he assumed, and maybe he likes you, he's just also maybe failing to tell you, maybe he's shy, I don't know. But I think that it's important for you to just have clarity. So I know it's uncomfortable, but just have that conversation, like, hey, I don't know how you go about it, but hey, you just need to get to the bottom of things. Like, what are we doing? Can we define this? And if he's running away from defining things,
then
giving situationship, and if that's not what you want, then he's not for you. These days, some people want situationships, and
I was even about to say, like, these days, probably like having serious conversations like that is like uncool.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's cooler maybe to go with the flow. But if that's not the type of person you are, which in this case you're asking what would we do, that's not the type of person I am.
Neither am I.
Yeah, like, things should be solid. Like, tell me what this is, and if you're like us and that's the type of person you are, then you have to gain clarity, because there's no need to waste time. Do you know how fast time is flying? Like, it was 2022 just yesterday, it's 2024 today.
Exactly.
So there's really no time for you to start debating. Plus, also, if something serious happens, you're not going to be able to address the situation. Like, when you start catching feelings, like, what are you going to do?
You can't, and it's hard to go back. And I like that you're even asking, and I think be open-minded to it being something so far from what you want. Like, be ready for what you may want, because I guess you're the one who's also confused. which I kind of like, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the one who's obsessing.
Yeah.
What would you do if you won $1 million? Let's say you in November. Kusamba. Okay, I've always known that word, but now I know what it means.
What it means? I can Samoa.
Now answer for
I feel
real.
like I'm lucky a bit superstitious, so I feel like I wouldn't tell anyone, especially if it's
Me,
a way
of
that
course not.
if it's not something public where people don't know, like it's not a lottery or
It's not a
something.
lottery, yeah.
I can keep it from as many people as possible, and $1 million. Woo! Like,
That's a lot of money.
I know. Okay, speaking as a serious individual, I can probably use that money to buy land, plots,
Buy your house.
buy my house,
Or build it.
buy at least 2 cars that I like, and then the rest of the money, I'll
Spoil
just-
your family. Spoil
I
your
know.
friends.
Buy my mom.
Hey!
Finish.
I think
Finish all the projects my parents have started and not finished.
first things first is just secure it. Secure that bag.
Obviously,
The
and
plots-
obviously, actually no. First thing is thank God for it,
Oh yeah.
and then Samoa.
Thank God, somewhere. And I think for first things first, guys, secure that bag. You know, $1 million can finish. You'll find things to finish
Yeah.
it on.
True.
When you're on your last 100 crash, and then you get to 1p, and then you get to 10k.
Yeah.
It always finishes.
That's
So
why I was
think
talking
securing
about
first.
things like getting land, putting apartments, because at least that's something that can grow the money. I feel like the first thing I would think about is something that's going to grow the money. But before I do
Yeah.
that thing that's going to grow the money, obviously I'm going to secure myself. Like I won't want to pay rent anymore, so I'm going to secure a house.
Parents.
Yeah, like get a car, like a good car that's not going to be an expensive problem. And yeah, then thereafter obviously family and whatnot. Then yeah, start to think of ways in which that money can grow, because you wouldn't want to just have that experience once. You want it all the time.
Financial freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Secure financial freedom. So securing assets and things like that.
Mhm.
Buying government bonds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, houses. Investing in stocks.
Yeah.
Buying shares.
Mm-hmm.
You know, spoiling myself, spoiling my friends, spoiling
Yeah.
my family. Guys. Yeah, buying cars. Buying nice
No, you
things.
know what? I'm in 2024 spirits. Like, it won't need to be worn. We're going to have it.
Oh yes.
We're going to have it.
In
and
Jesus' name.
it will come quadrupled. In Jesus' name.
Thank you for the question. It's your turn.
Next question is, how can I manage to have a break from screen? I'm assuming you're asking how can you reduce your screen time?
Using your
phone,
and- yeah.
scrolling and whatnot. This is a question. I'm going to answer this question, and I'm going to answer it in a way that I also want to be doing things this year, because I also want to reduce my screen time. Like, I don't want to just be mindlessly scrolling. So I would say find hobbies, find things that are good for you. And I think first things first, for me personally, my rule this year is get the important things done first.
Mm-hmm.
Get the important work done first. Me personally, it's school. Like, because of content, I can't really like say, oh, I'm going to answer the assignment in the last week. A campaign can start in that last week, and what am I going to do? Because I'm not denying the bag. I'm not denying the bag. So if important things are done first, then you have time to scroll. But yeah, just get your 10 minutes of reading a book. Like, try and finish a book each month. I'm telling you things that I also want to do. So you read a book each month and train yourself to not touch your phone when you first wake up. Like, try to journal, try to pray, try to read the Bible. Like, just do something else for at least an hour, even if you can, before going on your phone. I think that's way better. Or if you're going to look at something on your phone, it should be your vision board, and I hope you've made one.
I wouldn't say, maybe start by making it easy for yourself to be on your phone. like curate the content you expose yourself to.
At
Least unfollow certain pages that are like they just have jokes, it's just memes, those things that just give you that dopamine high, where it's like you can't wait to see the next thing. I think even if that might look like uninstalling an app for some time, like I remember when I first got TikTok, I was like, what is this? Why am I on my phone the whole day, 4 hours on TikTok? I said no, I had to uninstall it. So sometimes be deliberate, uninstall it. And then our phones, or some phones have that feature where it's like you can put a time limit to.
I've tried that before and I just ignored.
You just cancel. Okay, apart from that, I like what you said about just being very deliberate, like just force yourself to stay away from your phone screen. And I also feel like maybe like have a reason behind it. You know, if you tell yourself like it's like saving money, you're just saving money. There's nothing you're saving for. You use that money. So I feel like if you can at least tell yourself, okay, I'm trying to study more this time around. Whenever I find myself scrolling, let me at least switch. So create different content, so that at least in the beginning stages of using your phone less, at least you're consuming things that you want to consume that can help you in some way or another, whether it's whatever unique content or just inspiring people. Remove all the junk, remove the jokes, remove the things that make you scroll, and then at least have a drive to why you want to stop. Like, what are you replacing that time with? What are you doing with your time instead? And I think it's also just kind of like just punish yourself a bit to stay away, detox, you know, and like journal, pray, do other things with your time. Don't pick up your phone first thing in the morning. Someone actually posted the way, like, if you're going to wake up to get on your phone, it should at least be Pinterest. Most times, me personally, and I think people I know, your Pinterest is usually curated to things that your interests, like your interests, and it's usually like really good things, like where you see yourself. That's where, me personally, that's where I have my wellness. Like, my Pinterest always just reminds me to wake up and be that girl, like because that's how I've curated it. Like, my Pinterest really just tells me, okay, it reminds me why I should work hard, because there's so much I want and I usually just see it there. So my ideal day right now is wake up as early as I can, journal, pray. I can be on my phone for a few minutes, eat, or go to the gym if I'm going to the gym in the morning, and then obviously get my schoolwork done, all those things. I want to be getting my schoolwork done every day. And then so that my evenings are just like for chilling. Like, I can get my editing done. If you have a small business, you can work on it. And I feel like if you prioritize important things, you'll find that you're not mindlessly scrolling most times. Because as long as you prioritize the important things, and also make time to scroll. Also, like the time will be there. Like, but then if you've done the important things, what I mean is sometimes it's like you're resisting this thing, your willpower. I've gone through that thing where it's like, okay, I have to tell myself, okay, scroll for 5 minutes. Put down what you're doing, just scroll for 5 minutes. That 5 minutes becomes 10. Then okay, 15. That's only if I'm doing something that also is like time sensitive, or I also need to commit to that other thing. I can just tell myself, okay, like just take a break and scroll for 5 minutes, because that other thing is also pressing. Because those 5 minutes, they turn into 10. My thing is, do the important things, then you have time to scroll, because you're done for the day. You've ticked off everything that you want to do that day. You're done. Like, or you're in good time. Like, you being on your phone is not making you late for this, is not making you not do this. Everything's going well. You have time to scroll. Okay, so how do you stay consistent? I think this one is Dr. Babes. I can even ask it to you. Okay. How do you stay consistent and sane in med school, and how are you navigating working as a doctor? Consistent and sane. I feel like, okay, this was my uni experience. I feel like also the time I was like in the hardest bulk for me of med school, like the first 4 years, Instagram wasn't like, or maybe I wasn't on Instagram like that. So the distractions were kind of less at the time. So now I feel like, and when I look back, I'm like, okay, but what was I doing? Like, guys, I was doing school. Like, my whole life was school. it's not like in maybe like my last 2 years of med school where it's like I was doing 2 things at once.
Yeah.
My whole life was school, like Monday to Sunday school. And I feel like it's more about, when I look back and say, okay, what concise answer can I give? It's being able to prioritize your time. Like, it's really, medicine is about the time you put into reading, the time you put into going through past papers, doing study group things. Like, it's really about your time. So I feel like that's the cornerstone of everything. Like, you can't be doing everything else. Okay, let me say this. You can't do everything else and put it last. Like, at least schedule it in what's important to you, because it's just something that there's a lot to read. So staying sane, also just having like friends who are also like want to do past papers, having school friends who do past papers, not hanging around people who want to just knock off from school all the time, like being around people who are also invested in making sure that they do whatever that day's work has for them. And also just like seeking support, you guys. Like school, uni, people unfortunately get to the point where, and it's not just about medicine, like in any university, because people get to a point where they get pressure from their wherever, even themselves, family, whatever, and then they end up analyzing themselves and things like that. So I feel like sometimes even if you need a year off, I know people who've taken years off, 6 months off, just to like recuperate themselves, because uni can be so demanding. So I feel like just being able to invest your time smartly, especially in a world of distractions right now, and then also just being able to have a good support system, whether that's your school friends, other friends, family, and things like that. And hobbies, like have hobbies. Your whole life is not just school. Have hobbies, you guys. Like do other things, play a sport, or like invest in a game, learn a skill. Alliance Francaise has like French movies every Wednesday, I think, that you can go watch. Learn a new language. Like do something outside school. Like don't just be, okay. Next question says, what would you do if you found out that your man is sleeping with your friend, not even best friend, just friend? I don't get the last part, but I get the question.
I guess she means that, what would you do if your friend was sleeping with your man and this person is not even your best friend, they're just your friend? I would cut both of them off.
Yeah. God
has
shown you they're both not for you.
Yeah.
That's not even your friend, and that's not even your man.
Yeah.
That's not your friend, and that's not your man.
Because honestly, they are both
God.
wrong. I don't think you should pick and choose who to blame. They are both wrong. So
Exactly.
I feel like you should just cut both of them off, and maybe this may teach you that in the future you can set better boundaries with your friendships. Maybe you were oversharing details about your man to your friend, or vice versa, and maybe it could have even just not been your fault. You had nothing to do with it. They were just both wrong individuals for you, and just cut both of them off.
And they've glad, at least now
They've
know
shown you.
that they've shown you who they are. Imagine blindly trusting these types of people in your life. How much worse, what worse quality of life would you have if you kept such people in your life? Such people are dangerous, and they're not good for your mental health. So I think we would
Cut
just
them
leave
off,
them.
prioritize your mental health, and keep it pushing. So we've reached the last question, you guys, and it's a very interesting one. So we're ending on a very interesting note. This person asked, or they said, talk about friendships, how to be happy for the other while you're not winning.
That's a very nice question.
It's a very, very good question.
Like you're not winning, but your friend is winning. How can you be happy for them?
I feel like, okay, you go first.
Okay. I think that it's important to note that if God can do it for somebody else, that's not your competition, that's your inspiration. Like that's a reminder to you that it can also be done for you. And instead of just shutting it off like they're just lucky, they're not lucky. They've put in work, their steps they've done, they've implemented. So you can, that's actually a person you can learn a lot from. Like that's your God-given book of instructions, like how, girl, put me on, you know what I mean? So I feel like it's easy to be happy for a friend also when you know that what's for me is also mine, which is different from what's for my friend, which is also for them. Like my friend has gone through whatever things they've gone through, good and bad, you know, opportunities and other opportunities they didn't get. But at the end of the day, whatever's happened to them has happened for them. even for me, whatever's happening for me, like my time will come, divine timing, like, and that allows me to say I can still clap for my friend because what's mine is also mine to have. And even if it might not come now, my friend is winning, I'll clap, because even if I also want to be around people who are also doing well.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll clap for my friends when they're winning. I'll support, I'll buy from them, I'll share their things. At the end of the day, like, if God is in the neighborhood, he's at the table, and we all get to celebrate God's goodness in each of us' lives. So
I'll start by saying that it's very important for you to choose friends. I even said earlier, friends is a big word. So if someone is going to be your friend, it means you've seen certain qualities in them that make them a good friend. So if you are really a good friend to someone, then there's no reason for you to not be happy for your friend when they are winning.
like, that's your friend.
Yeah, like, that's your friend, so you should be happy. Like,
my friend.
unless you're a snake, you wouldn't be happy, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you should be happy, because if your friend is winning, then they should be able to put you on. Unless they are not, then it's like, so you don't want us to win together. Like, it's only nice when it's you.
Exactly.
But if your friend is winning, they should be able to put you on, give you advice, give you tips, so that you can also win and you guys can win together. Like, if you guys are genuine good friends, then honestly,
your friend,
it should make you very happy. It should make you very happy.
And there's a quote I saw, something like, a lot of people are hating on people who they should be learning from.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just, I feel like you also have to be on purpose. Just catch those thoughts when they start coming. Like, when you start feeling jealous, or when you start feeling...
pray over it.
Yes,
like rebuke it.
You are human. You might find yourself feeling those ways.
Yeah.
But what you need to do is catch yourself in that moment and say, remind yourself, God, if you can do it for this, my friend, you can do it for me. Thank you for blessing me with someone in my life who actually is able to do these things, because now I have someone to learn from and gain from, and just also pour back into. Because at the end of the day, if you are the one winning, you would also appreciate having support from your friends. So I think it's very important to just catch yourself also. It's you're human. Don't be too hard on yourself. You might feel those ways sometimes, but allow yourself to remind yourself that if it can happen for your friend, it will also happen for you. Yeah. Eventually,
like, try to see the good in it. You seeing your friend winning shouldn't remind you that you're not winning.
Your friend's
that
success
can easily happen. It doesn't even take away from you. Like, it doesn't mean that person is now getting what was meant for you. There's only a certain amount and it has only gone to them. Like, no. You know, that's why they should be able to pour it into you and show you what they've done, steps that they've done, if they're truly your friend. And honestly, you guys are going to be winning. Like, your time is not someone else's time, but God's time is always the best.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys, we've reached the end of the Q&A, or what would we do. Thank you guys so much for sending these questions. These were very interesting questions, and it was just very nice to just talk about all these things and reflect.
So like girl chat.
Yeah, because you know, sometimes you wouldn't really be thinking about these things, but it's always nice to just like talk about things like this. So even when the situation presents itself, you know, you should know what to do. If you guys liked our opinions, I hope you guys take it. If you did like it, thank you so much to everyone that asked these questions. Thank you so much for reaching the end of this video. We hope to do more of these in the future. You guys just comment down below if you guys enjoyed this video and you want us to do more of these. We'll definitely do that. Oh yeah, and also your opinions. Like, if you disagree with us, please let us know in the comments what you would do in the situation. And yeah, we'll talk about that in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to Dr. Babe's channel and subscribe to this channel as well, because it really helps us out. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.